welcome back my pupils. This is Gene coming to you with Reloading from the Hot Pot. Hey, today we're going to start an entirely new playlist and series on reloading from the Hot Pot. A very good friend of mine has opened up his safe to me, and he has a lot of classic and rarely seen firearms. A lot of HK stuff, SKS stuff, and other things that I just think would be very interesting to review and get an opportunity to actually shoot. So let's open this case up and see what's inside of it. Man, this is a treat. I have only heard of these and seen them on the internet. I have never actually held one in my hands or had the opportunity to open a case up on one. First, H&K, this is a nice case. Excellent zippers. Look at that. Man, they know how to do it. You pay for it, but they sure know how to do it. Let's open this up. Looky there. In the case here, we have 4 magazines. This pouch and this pouch is empty, and we do have a empty indicator flag up top. In here, we have the pistol, which is securely fastened down with Velcro. We are going to show clear. This is really weird to get the magazines out of it. You got to press down this little back here and pull this out. We're going to show clear first before we do anything else. No ammunition around it, nothing on the table, and nothing will go into it until we take it to the range. So let's get this bag out of the way and let's talk a little bit about this Heckler & Koch HK VP70Z. The VP70 is an 18-round double action only firearm manufactured by the firm Heckler & Koch of Germany. The VP stands for Volks Pistol, and the 70 designates that they were started to be manufactured in 1970. This is a 1974 civilian model. The military models actually were the 70M and could actually do 3-round bursts. You know, this was actually a decade prior to Glock making any type of polymer frame pistol, and this pistol right here was actually Gaston Glock's inspiration for a polymer frame pistol. This pistol was produced from 1970 to 1989 until going to the wayside for more modern pistols and designs. Let's take a little look around this. We have a steel slide, serrations in the back. They're not bitey at all. By today's standards, they are very weak. We do have a dovetailed rear sight that is adjustable for windage, and the front sight is quite interesting. If you see that front sight there, it's a notch inside of another front sight that's put onto there, and this is dovetailed in as well. Dovetailed from the front, and this is dovetailed from the side. It does have a manual safety, so it has a bolt action safety on it. Very strange. As I said, this is the Z model, the civilian model, and the military model was capable of 3-round bursts. The magazine release is down here on the bottom of it and is a spring style system with a catch on the inside of it that catches on the base of the magazine itself. They are kind of hard to put in. You really have to force them in. They will not eject nicely. But the front lip here on the magazine is to assist in removing the magazine, and you're going to need it because that is a tight fit. These do hold 18 rounds. I want to show you something here. I've got some empty cases in my pocket. No primer, no powder, no projectile. When you load this like a standard AR magazine. You actually push down. You do not try to put in from the front. If you try to put in from the front, you will fail very quickly. I thought that was kind of neat of this. Very wide body double stack magazines. This is the takedown lever for it, for disassembly. And the trigger is very interesting looking. Look at that. That is crazy looking. Now this is a blowback operation. So if you can imagine that, let's see, Glock and High Point were the spawn of this firearm. So I guess this will be Glock and High Point's daddy. High Point took the blowback system and Glock took the polymer frame. The trigger on it is quite interesting. I have the magazine in it to fire it, to pull the trigger, and it is heavy. I'm not even going to try to put a trigger pull gauge on there because there is no way my trigger pull gauge would take care of that. None at all. Very, very little wear on this. There is no slide lock back on this. Even with the magazine in it, slide does not lock back. So when you're empty, you're just pulling a dead trigger. Very interesting piece. Very old. This thing came out when I was 4 years old. So this thing is 52 years old when it came out. And this particular model is going to make it 48 years old. Now we're going to do the disassembly of the firearm. Now this is very interesting to look at on the inside. Trust me on this one. So to disassemble this, you pull these takedown levers, which is, well, similar to, well, you know who. Now you pull back on the slide all the way, lift up, and let it out. Oh my goodness, look at that barrel. The recoil spring actually goes around the barrel. It does not have a separate recoil spring and guide rod. The internals to it, this magazine out of here, you do not have to take the magazine out to field strip it. The internals in here look awfully familiar to a Glock. The way they're constructed, the way the trigger bar is, everything is very similar. So this was a major inspiration piece for Gaston Glock. Inside the slide, looky there. Very similar, isn't it? Very interesting piece, being a blowback operation. I'm really looking forward to taking this out and shooting it. He has given me permission to shoot each firearm that I do review, as long as I supply the ammunition for it. And let me tell you what, this is going to be a blast. To reassemble, you put the recoil spring back on, put it in the front, slide back all the way, let it go home, lock the takedown pin, lever, ledge back up, and you are good to go. I thought I'd share this with you today because I thought this was a most interesting piece. This is the first one I picked out of his collection, and there is going to be a lot more to come. This playlist is going to get huge with some different things. So my pupils, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to share with you Glock and High Point's daddy, the HK VP70Z model. If you see an M model, well, that is a 3-round burst model, and you're going to have some paperwork with that. The Z model was the actual civilian model, and as I said, this one is dated to 1974. Excellent, excellent. I want to thank my brother out there for letting me get into this series with some different and rare firearms, something that you only get to see in some videos, maybe read about in some books. All right, my pupils, that's all I got for you right now until we take this to the range and actually shoot it. All right, then we'll give you the full impressions. All right, I greatly appreciate all the people and all my pupils that are watching, and always remember to keep blowing that smoke.